friends, as you know, I've been planning this trip for several months and doing as much research as possible to make traveling with these giant panels as smooth as possible. The packing went relatively well. I knew I was going to request packing each panel as an instrument for the plane, so I didn't have to worry about the weight limits or requirements. Getting to the airport, getting on the plane, checking the panels as oversized luggage, everything went smoothly. It was when we landed that it got a little bit tricky because the airline had cut off the wrap that we did on the panels because there was water dripping everywhere from a rainstorm we had hit going into the airport. My extremely strong husband was able to lift both of these 70-pound panels because the driver didn't want to help us. But eventually we did get to the Airbnb and get everything set up and ready to record. We were incredibly jet-lagged for like the first full week, but I actually really enjoyed it. I would wake up around 3 or 4 a.m., get some work done while my husband and the city slept. FYI, Romans are very noisy neighbors, between birds talking and squawking all day to dogs barking to children above us screaming and running around. It was usually around 7:30 that a construction crew that happened to be in our building would begin work. I didn't anticipate that the entire city would be undergoing renovations in preparation for the Jubilee next year. So around 7:30, I would go back to sleep. We would wake up again around 9 a.m. and go explore the city. Take a tour, find some activity to do, wander around. Around 2 o'clock, we would be tired from walking, the sun would be getting really hot, and we would come back home for our second sleep of the day. Most of the shops in Rome close at 3 p.m. until 5 p.m. anyways. And let me tell you, the best feeling in the world is falling asleep for 3 hours in the middle of the day and not having any guilt about it. We would wake up around 5, I would do some more work, and have everything delivered to my clients by noon American time. Then we would go hit the streets again at the same time that all the Romans are re-emerging from their nap time. This slower pace of living has changed my perspective on life. I'm not being dramatic. I'm so used to the grind, no breaks, push through, sleep later, and this schedule proved to me that I can take time to relax and enjoy a weekday and still make time to do everything that I need to do. Being in Rome for several weeks also gave us tons of free time, so if there were days that we were tired, we didn't feel the need to push ourselves to do anything. We'd be lazy. I would chip away at work, we would hang out in the Airbnb, and inevitably, at some point in the day, our energy would spike, and we would just go explore and do whatever we wanted to do. We'd go to the park, hit up the zoo, wander around shops. I'd come back, do a little bit more work. And people are always asking me what I'm working on at the moment. And for years, I've always had to say, oh, it's different every day. Most of my projects for most of my career have been quick daily turnarounds. But now I'm fortunate enough to be working on something long-term. So I've been working on an audio drama series called Norse Code, which is a story about Norse mythology and Valkyries. And I also had some larger projects come in with clients that I've worked with for years for corporate narration and e-learning. And then I also had some clients reach out to let me know that they were preparing scripts and that the scripts would be ready by the time that I returned to the States. Now, I can't tell you how happy I am with the quality of this studio. It was better than I could have hoped. I already knew the sound was great, and the preset from my audio engineer, Lenny B, hi Lenny, was phenomenal. But past that, I was able to do pickups from projects I had worked on at home and match the same sound quality to my home studio. It was such a gift because you can get very different tones and qualities, and both of them can be perfectly acceptable in the industry, but making them match and sound seamless to a space that you recorded in previously is not given. So I can't believe that I was able to do that. Finally, my editor and I had been putting together an audio tour before I visited. I've always loved doing audio tours, and the opportunities to record one don't come around that often, to do one for a client at least. So we wanted to see if we could put one together ourselves. I tested it out while we were here. It'll definitely be something that I look for more opportunities to do moving forward. Traveling is so important for my spirit, and I grow so much as a person every time we leave the comforts of our daily life. But now it's time to pack up and return home with all the lessons and perspectives I've gained while here, so I guess I'll see you back in the States.